Hi students, in this video I'm going to be showing you how to make a biography genre quiz using Google Forms. You'll want to begin by making sure you're logged into your Bloomington Schools Google account, which I've already done here just to save some time for the video tutorial here. But once you get logged in, you're going to go to the Create button and select something that you may not have used before, which is called Google Form. It's right here. Before you get started on your Google form, they're going to ask you a few things. It wants to know what kind of theme you might want to choose, and there are several themes that might look interesting to you or one that might connect with your particular person. I'm going to stick with the default theme here, but up here when we put our title, I will want your name, followed by the word quiz, followed by the name of the person that your quiz is going to be about. So the title will be your name, quiz, on, and then put the name of the person that you're going to be working on. Now, that should automatically fill in this space right here with that title, as well as down here. One thing that I would like you to check, and this will just be one step that you have to do at the beginning, is up here in the form settings. If this isn't already checked, make sure that that is checked, and then check the second box too. This is going to help us when we're having other people take the quiz later on, learn more about who took the quiz and how they did. In the form description area, I would like you to put the name of the title, followed by the author's name. So my book was called Who Was Martin Luther King Jr.? Author's name was Bonnie Bader. Now we're ready to start our very first quiz question, which is right here, where it says question title. That's the area where I'm going to write my question. And I'm going to ask, where was Martin born? In the help text, this is where I want you to include a clue or a hint as far as what page number people would want to turn to in your book to find out the answer to that question. So when I was reading the book, I had found out on page 4 where Martin Luther King was born. So I turned that information into a question, and now I'm going to give some multiple choice options for right answers. Of course, only one of them will be the correct answer. I'll start off with an answer that is not correct, which is our own city of Bloomington, Minnesota. That's not where he was born. You'll see that I clicked into that box below it. Now I'm ready to enter in another choice. Sorry, Atlanta, Georgia. Wow, I'm having a little trouble spelling Atlanta, Georgia there. Okay, Atlanta, Georgia. Please make sure that if you are spelling things that you are going from the book and getting the correct spelling on names or places, things like that. I want to have 4 options to choose from. Birmingham, Alabama is another place that I read about in the book. I thought that'd make a good choice for people to consider choosing. We'll go with Dallas, Texas as a final option. If I wanted to arrange these in a slightly different order, simply clicking and grabbing these can shift these around to different places that you might want to put these in order, or if you wanted to simply delete one, you could click on that X and that would get rid of that choice. It's as simple as that, and it's tempting when I'm done to click on done, but that means I'm done with the entire form, which I'm not done yet. I want to include 15 questions, and I'm just starting with some of these questions that happened before he was famous. So I want to add another item. By clicking on the triangle, it gives me a menu of choices, and I want to add in another multiple choice question. If for some reason I just clicked on the Add Item button, it will still add an item, but it might not bring up a multiple choice question. In fact, if you did that, you might have to click in this area to change it from, say, perhaps a text question to a multiple choice question. Changing these simply just changes the format of this box as far as what kind of question you're going to ask and what kind of answers people can give. So here's space for my next question. Alright, what was Martin's name when he was born? This was also something I found on page 4. And let's include some obvious choices that seem like they could be true. But the correct option is going to be my number 3 option this time. And I'll throw in an option here that isn't correct. Alright, and again, remember at the end of doing this, you're going to take your own quiz and make sure that you give the correct answers, so that way we'll know what the right answers are. If for any reason when you're doing your quiz you realize going back and looking at previous questions something needs to be changed, perhaps you spelled something wrong, perhaps you forgot to include the right choice or something, perhaps you want to change the order, just simply go ahead and click on the Edit button, which will open that question back up and give you a chance to work on it again. Here's my second question. If I wanted to work on that question, I just click on there or click on that Edit button. If for any reason you want to completely get rid of the question, that delete button will get rid of that entire question. Alright, so far it looks good and we're on the right track. I still have more questions to write, but let's skip ahead to the part where I am completely done with my quiz. I've entered all my questions, I've double checked everything, I'm all done. Nothing needs to be changed about this particular set of choices, so when I click on Send Form, here's where I can share it with people. And of course you're going to want to share it with your teacher, so here's Lee Nelson's name, and you're also going to want to share it with yourself, so include your own name because you will be taking the quiz, and I'll show you in just a moment what that looks like, so that way you can kind of provide an answer key to your quiz. So you'd have your teacher's name, and I'm not going to write my name twice, but you'd have your name in there as well. We'll talk later at the end of the month as far as adding other people's names so other classmates can take your quiz. Alright, at this point the quiz hasn't accepted any responses just yet, but what you would want to do to take your own quiz is click on this View Live Form. So when I click on that button, this is what my quiz is going to look like. Now I can see that background that I chose as far as the theme, and it does ask me some things at the beginning. It talks about the quiz's title, talks about the name of the book, says your username will be recorded when you submit this form, and that's me, so I'm going to go ahead and take this quiz. Where is Martin born? My correct answer of Atlanta, Georgia. What was Martin's name when he was born? His name was Michael until he was the age of 5. And I'll continue taking all my quiz questions until I'm done. When I am done, I'll click on Submit, and at that point I've finished everything, except for the exciting part, of course, which is at the end of the month getting a chance to have other people take the quiz, and I'm looking forward to that. I hope that this quiz opportunity using Google Forms is a fun way of learning more about your person and getting a chance to share about what you've learned with others. So keep up the reading, enjoy your biography, and thanks for listening to these directions. If you have any questions, certainly feel free to ask me something in class or have your parents give me an email. But either way, I hope it's a successful project. Good luck. Have a great time with it. Thanks.